Okay, I have another practical solution to Gaza, or Israel generally speaking, Israel, the country, place of Israel. I'm a very I used to study religion a lot. I used to. So I'm very along the lines of this land is supposed to be gifted to the children of Israel. Israel was a person in the Bible. His name was Jacob. His name became Israel. It's like an achievement, like Cairo or something. It's kind of cool name he achieved, Israel. And the land is basically him. It's his land, or it's his land for his children. And he had 7 boys, and Joseph was the most preferred or special of these boys. I know it's already hard to swallow, and he was meant to rule. Not his brothers, but they're meant to bow and serve unto Joseph. And this didn't happen, obviously, and they tried to kill Joseph and they tore his mantle apart, his wonderful looks and everything. They sold him in gypsy bondage slavery. For 7 years, he suffered. There started to get war, famine, and death on all around the world. Potiphar discovered Joseph, gave him an office, and 7 years from there, Egypt survived. I'm fairly certain. Was it 7 years? Something like this. And then Egypt survived because they took care of Joseph, where everybody else, his brothers, had dumped Joseph and they all were starving. So then they all came to Egypt looking for grain and they bowed down to Joseph accidentally, a stranger. They wouldn't bow down to their brother in the first place, or somebody that knew. And they bowed to a stranger, and then that actually fixed everything because they just accidentally and humbly bowed to Joseph as they were supposed to. The Joseph family is responsible for Islam and Christianity. Yeah, and that's pretty cool. Like, you remember I said Joseph was kind of special? Yeah, there you go. That's 2 world religions through the male line of Joseph, Islam and Christianity. Jesus was from the Joseph line. I was just like, it really annoyed me that they keep saying the line of David. David was a Judah, the son of Judah, the line of Judah, and Jesus was the line of Joseph. And it was really annoying me in this chosen. Oh my god, it's so painful. Oh, I couldn't stomach it. Oh my god, and your man's so well fed. He was supposed to be 40 days in a desert, and you know what I mean? He was like, oh yeah, sitting there, this lazy piece of fruit, like he's recruiting an army. Oh, it's just so painful. So painful to digest. Even Judas came out and he's like, Shalom. I was like, Shalom is a little girl at the moment dancing for Herod. It's not even a word for peace. Like, Shalom is a little girl at the moment living somewhere, and he just, because Shalom, is like, they didn't say that back then. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting lost. So the land of Israel, as everybody is so heatedly and hotly contested over, is like this 7 brothers fighting over this. Now, I'm just going to make it very plain and simple. Why don't you just divide up Israel into 7 places and let all the Benjamites and all the Reubenites go there and all the Josephites go there? Because then a lot of Islam and actually Christianity as well, okay, who have a right to be out there just as much as anybody else, I suppose. As Christianity is a global success, so anybody in the world who is anybody on the globe who's a Christian has a right to be out in Israel. Um, Probably a lot of persecution for Christians out there. Again, Joseph line, so you may, I mean, if they're a good Christian, you can bow to them as far as I'm concerned, brother Reuben or brother whatever. Um, some I can't remember the other names. I used to know them all. And there's a girl as well. I don't know why she never got a Nephanites or something. She never got much of a say with all the boys fighting over stuff. Hotly contested. Um, yeah, so then you have this problem of they get 1/7. Joseph gets, and this is the conundrum in the Bible, it's like Joseph gets 1/7, where Joseph kind of rules everything. So it's a hard thing to deliberate where they'll get 6/7. Say Judaism generally Judaism, the other 6 families of Judaism will get 6/7 of Israel, and the leading prominent Islamic, Christianic, dominant Islamic. You can see the weakness of a man or two as well. Choose for the education as you will only get 1/7, and they'll lose in a lot of voting and things like this, and they'll be squashed. And so it's a hard thing to say. You have 1/7, but they rule. That's just kind of what I'm saying. They own everything. You could divide it up into 6 even, and let all the Judaic families live, but Joseph and Christianity own everything. Um, Islam. So like Iran are very much probably Josephine Judaism. Yeah, there's technically Josephine Judaism, Islam. It's a religion all of its own, and they take it very, very seriously because they have a good right to be taking it very seriously. They're meant to be in charge, Josephines, and that's why Jesus is in charge, and Josephines. This is kind of like why Islam feel like they have a right to come over and generally take over places. Not really taking over, but it's rightful and respectful. And if you're a Christian, so like in England, you see a lot of these people like, oh, the freaking Iran are taking over. And it's like, yeah. And they wouldn't look at and appear so jihadic if they were successful either. They already are successful because Jesus is Josephine and Jesus was successful. So like Islam is successful through Jesus. Um, but what I'm saying is just, yeah, that's the problem. That you can't even say like, oh, we'll give half to Gazans and we'll give half to Israel, nation of Israel. Now if you're going to divide it up, you'd may as well do it properly. Like, and it's hard to divide it up because then do 1/7 that the Joseph or yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is like, Iran and good Christian nations ought to be in charge of Israel. And then Benjamin's not going to be happy about that. And you'll get your like 1/6 Benjamin. You can have 1/6 of Israel for all your refined family to Are you going to resort to inbreeding again, or go back to inbreeding if you're going to be like completely divided and cut off, and have 1/6 of Israel to yourself? But anyway, Iran rule all of Israel is what I'm saying. Like, so that wherever the Josephine central family are, he's going to divide it up maybe 1/7, 1/7, 1/7, 1/7, with like whoever the central Josephine or Christianity, they own and rule basically all the land. So you can have your divided land, and you're fully entitled to your land. Oh yes, yes. Actually, de facto, just want to say while you're all fighting over it, I'm like either Peter, Paul, or Mary, or because I don't die. So it's gotten down to the last 3 Israelites left on Earth, and they won't die, and I don't die. So I'm fairly certain that I am one of the de facto remaining Israelites on the planet, and it's 1/3, or it's mine. I have no children. I am Israel. It belongs to my children. I have a nephew. He's going to be wealthy, or like hotly contested. Only joking. Don't even talk about it. So yeah, it's all mine anyway. So I might just kick everybody out. And I'd really like to go to Israel. I think it'd be lovely. I think I'd appreciate it more than most people. I think they're bombing Galilee at the moment. I'd be absolutely fascinated. I'd pilgrimage from Egypt, and I'd try and get through to Sinai and see like what this is probably the route they actually took around. They came around the corner here, and they're coming by the sea. And oh yeah, I think I'd appreciate it much, much more. So it is mine anyway. So when you're dividing it up and conquering and destroying one another, I'm just going to kick you all into Sinai. You can all go off to the desert and figure it out again, and you can all come back and humble thyself. And I know, yeah, no, you won't bow. No one knows. I'm thy fellow attendant. I'm thy fellow servant. Please do not bow towards me. That's what I'm predicted to say, and that's actually what I said. Okay, so yeah, yep, enjoy your cake, but all the cake belongs to Joseph. So that ends everything. Yep, all the Jews must bow to Islam. And yep. Okay, they should write a book about it. It's funny. Okay.